Hey folks, how you all doing? So today I thought I would do a top 10 video. I've been working on this for a few weeks now, actually, just trying to get it right. But I'm going to list my top 10 or 10 of my favourite songs by Elvis Costello. If you check out my channel and you haven't already, I have actually ranked all of his studio albums, so I am a big fan of Elvis Costello. But this is 10 of my favourite songs by Elvis Costello. I started off making a random list and I had about 45, 46 songs, and I gradually over the last couple of weeks whittled it down. 3 or 4 of these were always going to be in my top 10 anyway, there's no doubt about that. But the others, he's had so many great songs over the last 45, 46 years that it is difficult to round it down to a top 10. I managed to get 10 songs I was happy with in this list, but I couldn't whittle it down to actually putting them in order. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to do them alphabetically. I will let you know my favourite Elvis Costello song of all time when that comes up, but I'm just going to do it alphabetically. Makes it easy. So 10 of my favourite songs by Elvis Costello in alphabetical order. First up we go to 1977's debut album, I Am Is True. I've got Alison from this album. I mean, seriously, punk, post-punk, new wave artist that just has the balls not only to record a country sounding song, but to actually release it as the second single of your career. I mean, that's just ballsy. A lot of artists would have just caved in, collapsed, wouldn't have got a fan base from that alone when you're in that sort of post-punk new wave sort of era. Elvis Costello came through it with flying colours, and he's always been very good at country music. So there you go, Elvis Costello with Alison. Next up on my list, well, it's actually out of order because this one should have been first ahead of Alison, so I obviously wasn't thinking right. But this one comes from 1979's Armed Forces, and we've got Accidents Will Happen. A song that is loosely based on Burt Bacharach's Anyone Who Had a Heart. It's a song about regret after infidelity, and it was actually loosely based on an actual incident that Elvis Costello had. He was in America, had an impromptu tryst with a female cab driver. When he got back to his hotel room, he was, a lot of regret about it. So he based that song loosely on that incident. So Accidents Will Happen. Next one on my list, we go to 1986's Blood and Chocolate. I Want You is the song. Song about infidelity again. This theme of infidelity, lost love, unrequited love, jealousy is a main feature of a lot of Elvis Costello songs over the decades. It's writes so many songs about that sort of subject matter, so this is no exception to that. So we've got I Want You. It's a song about infidelity, jealousy, distrust, and eventually stalking. I think this song's about 7 minutes long from memory. According to Wikipedia, this song gets played a hell of a lot in the UK over the preceding decades as the first dance for a married couple. So I guess in that way it's a lot like the Police's Every Breath You Take. People don't understand the lyrics fully, because who would have a song about infidelity, jealousy and stalking as their wedding song? I don't know, but great song nonetheless. Next song on my list is my favourite Elvis Costello song of all time. This comes from 1986's King of America, and it's Indoor Fireworks. Pretty much about how he was feeling at the end of his marriage at that time. It's just about the start of grieving and regret that I felt during the breakdown of a long-term relationship marriage. It's just a beautiful song. It's so simple, and it is my favourite Elvis Costello song of all time. Next up on my list, we stay with King of America from 1986, Jack of All Parades. Not very often Elvis Costello has a song, just a genuine song about being in love, but this is one of them. As I said before, it's all about infidelity, regret, unrequited love, jealousy, etc., etc. But this is a genuine love song, and yeah, it's just not very often he does a direct love song, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I think I love it so much because it's just so outside the box for an Elvis Costello song, but nonetheless, love it. Next up, we go to 1982's Imperial Bedroom, A Man Out of Time. This is a song about political intrigue, scandals, and what people will do for personal and professional advancement, i.e. politicians mainly. I think that was the main focus of this song. There was quite a prominent sexual scandal going on in the UK apparently around this time, 1982, and that sort of spurred the mind to write that song. So, Man Out of Time, Elvis Costello. Next up on my list, I think we go back to Armed Forces for this one. Yep, so we go back to Armed Forces from 1979. You can't do a top 10 Elvis Costello list without mentioning Oliver's Army. It's his signature tune. It's basically the only real hit that he had across the world. People think of Elvis Costello, they think of Oliver's Army. It's full of his biting social commentary and political overtones, something that was quite prominent around that time in the late 70s in the UK. It's still quite relevant and valid to today, and that's 45 years after it was released. So Oliver's Army is in my top 10 also. That also happened to be the first single of Elvis Costello's I purchased on vinyl, so it does have that soft spot for me anyway. Next up, we go to 2022's The Boy Named If. Believe it or not, one of my favourite Elvis Costello songs of all time is basically on his most recent album, but it's not technically his most recent album because he has one coming out this week with T-Bone Burnett, I believe. It's a country album. So yeah, but with his release material, this is 2022's Boy Named If, and the song is Paint the Red Rose Blue. Mournful country tune of regret and lost love and infatuation. Sheer brilliance, and this late in his career to have a song that any fan would consider to be up there with his so-called classic period of 77 through to say 82, 83. It's just brilliant. I fell in love with this song the first time I love it. First time I heard it, I just cannot get enough of it. Every time I hear it, I just love it more and more and more. Elvis Costello and country music go really well together, like Ringo Starr and country music as well. So yeah, Paint the Red Rose Blue from 2022's Boy Named If. The second last one in my top 10, we go to 1978's This Year's Model and Pump It Up. Thumping beat, double-edged lyrics. Apparently this was, according to an interview I saw with him, he wanted to rewrite Bob Dylan's Subterranean Homesick Blues, which is a masterpiece in its own right. He's created his own masterpiece from taking inspiration from that song. How the heck he didn't snap his ankles in the making of the video for this song is incredible. Go look at the video and watch the way he dances, his dance moves. His ankles are basically 90 degrees to his feet, or legs and feet, and 90 degrees to each other. Absolutely brilliant. It's just got one of those great thumping beats. It's been sampled numerous times over the decades as well. It's just one of those in your face beats that they're just infectious. Great song. The last song in my top 10 goes from 1991's Mighty Like the Rose, The Other Side of Summer. Yeah, I know. It's a straightforward pop song, radio friendly. Everything Elvis Costello generally isn't. It's just a gorgeous California beach slash Beach Boys type song. It's breezy, it's light, it's summery. The video just sums it up perfectly. It's just a great, straightforward, happy-go-lucky pop song. So there you go. That's my top 10. Just pick up that CD cover there of that one. So yeah, that's my top 10, or 10 of my favourite Elvis Costello songs of all time. I did initially try to avoid singles, but ultimately singles are the ones you hear the most. They're the ones that get in your head the most, and that's why there's probably about 6 or 7 on my list that were issued as singles. However, that said, Elvis Costello didn't get a lot of airplay here in Australia, so what was a hit in the UK and released as a single out there not necessarily got airplay out here. So it was me listening to the albums and just loving them through the years, and yeah, if they happen to be singles, they happen to be singles. Anyway, guys, sorry for wasting 11 and a half, 12 minutes of your life away talking about Elvis Costello. Leave your top 10 or your favourite Elvis Costello songs in the comment section below. I look forward to reading what you think are Elvis Costello's best songs. Anyway, guys, till next time, stay safe, take care, all for now, and catch you around, folks. Bye.